Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we're going to be reacting to this clip that I saw today from Tom Aspinall. Pretty much in this clip, he's going to be talking about how Jon Jones is pretty much holding back the division, not giving Tom Aspinall that title shot that we all know he deserves. Let's go ahead and react to that clip. And then I'm going to go ahead and share some very interesting news and some interesting statistics and data that you guys would want to be aware of. Trust me. But before we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and roll this clip.
Where we're at right now is I have spoke to the UFC on multiple occasions about this fight. I'm chasing it up. I want the fight. Been on record and said that I want the fight. I've been on the phone with the UFC saying that I want the fight. When's it happening? I want the fight more than anyone. What is holding it up right now is his side. That's the truth of it. The UFC really want the fight to happen. They've told me that. This is, as I said, this is one of the biggest fights that can be made. Does he want to put himself in a position where he's comfortable enough financially to take the risk that he's taking to fight me? And that is where we're at. Like, the UFC tell me, they assure me that they are doing everything they can to make this fight. So it's totally, as far as I'm aware, this is now totally down to Jon Jones and his team to work that out. And I'm literally just waiting for a date. But what's holding it back is the UFC want to make the fight with me and Jon. And as far as I'm aware, it's now about, I don't know, maybe financial or otherwise, I'm not too sure, to be honest, but I'm just waiting for the call right now. So remember what I said quite a while ago now, I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him. That's something that I said. And Jon, let's do it. If you want to do it, you don't have to ask me twice. If not, I'll fight somebody else for the undisputed belt. Happy to fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, doesn't matter, I'm ready to go.
I don't think that anybody is surprised by this. I mean, we all knew that Jon Jones was trying to get as much money as possible for fighting Tom Aspinall. He said it pretty clear whenever he defeated Stipe Miocic in the press conference that he wanted to get, like an insane paycheck for taking the risk to fight Tom Aspinall, because he made it very clear that he wants to fight guys right now that are on absolute tears, legends in the sport already. He doesn't want to fight these young, hungry guys anymore. And if he's going to do so, he really does expect the UFC to just give him a crazy payday. Now, that could be part of the reason as to why Jon Jones hasn't said yes to this fight. It could be because he's ducking Tom Aspinall as well. The last time we heard from Jon Jones or anything regarding Jon Jones was whenever he pretty much wanted to go ahead and train with Alex Pereira, which was a guy that Jon Jones did want. He mentioned it, a couple of times that he wasn't interested in fighting Tom Aspinall. He was interested in fighting Alex Pereira because, Alex Pereira right now has that name. Jon Jones, being in the sport for a while now, thinks that he has the capabilities to beat someone like Alex Pereira. He actually invited Alex Pereira to go ahead and do a training session, which we later got confirmation from Alex Pereira himself, pretty much admitting to the fact that that was a dumb idea on his part if he were to ever train with Jon Jones, which I think is a pretty good call. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for Alex Pereira to go ahead and train with Jon Jones, because Jon Jones, being the cerebral guy that he is probably going to take some notes, and try to find weak points for Alex Pereira, because there is always that potential matchup that Jon Jones has voiced in the past before. So I found this very interesting clip. We're not going to watch the entire thing, but I think it's important for us to watch this because obviously Jon Jones is really passionate about, what opponent he's going to be facing, and us knowing why he specifically wants to fight Alex Pereira over Tom Aspinall, I think is something that we need to revisit, because it's going to tie into a little theory that I think is going to go down within the next couple of weeks in the UFC. But let's go ahead and watch this clip very quickly.
One of the critiques people have is not that you picking Alex over Tom, it's the he doesn't deserve the fight me statement. When you compare his career at this point to when you got a title shot, he has more wins, more stoppages, more wins against ranked opponents, more main events. He's got the interim title. So what is your response to people saying, like, not that you take it Alex Pereira, I mean, gosh, the guy's amazing.
Right.
But Tom doesn't deserve me comment.
Well, maybe I didn't phrase it right. Maybe I didn't phrase it right. The truth is he does deserve many great things in his life, and I wish him to have a magnificent UFC career. I really do. I have nothing personal against Tom. So maybe I shouldn't have said that he doesn't deserve, because he does deserve great things. What I'd like to see him do is go on and have a great career. You know, so many times people like to just try to go straight to the top, you know. And if we're in a business setting where he is and where I am, he wouldn't even be crossing paths with me. He wouldn't even be talking to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. It's not about what Tom deserves or don't deserve. I believe it's what I do deserve. And after this many years with this company and all the work that I've put in, I believe I'm at a place where I deserve to be able to say, I don't want to fight that guy. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight that guy. And that's why I'm be more than willing to relinquish the belt. I don't feel like I need the heavyweight championship of the world. I feel like what I've created for myself is almost bigger than belts. To take a step back and say, hey, you become the heavyweight champion. Go ahead and let's see you become a 17-time champion. Or let's see you even beat Stipe's record. That's going to be hard for anybody to do. But what I do feel like I deserve is the ability to just take a step back and say, hey, either I retire or I start fighting fights that make sense to my legacy. And Alex Pereira is the only fight right now that makes sense to my legacy. A guy who's young and, well, my age and active still and have something worthwhile to me.
So remember that, ladies and gentlemen, because I think that there was a lot of interesting things that Jon Jones said in this clip that people are forgetting about. There is also that possibility that Jon Jones might relinquish his belt, like he mentioned in this clip. But I think that decision is going to go based on a couple of things. And one of those things, ladies and gentlemen, is the result from Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev. Now, this is my theory, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why we haven't seen or why we haven't heard from Jon Jones accepting the fight from Tom Aspinall is because I think that he's waiting on the result from Alex Pereira and Ankalaev. If Alex Pereira goes ahead and beats Ankalaev, I think that Jon Jones might be pushing the UFC to make Jon Jones versus Pereira. That's what I think. If Alex Pereira loses it, I think that, he'll probably take the Tom Aspinall fight. But I think that he really, really wants this Pereira matchup. That's what I think. Now, there's always the possibility that he could relinquish his title, like he mentioned, and maybe we might see, Tom Aspinall fight another heavyweight to get that unification. That's always a possibility as well. Which I would say to this. This is crazy. I think that Tom Aspinall won his interim title at UFC 295, if my memory serves me right. That was back in November 11th of 2023. So he's been an interim champion for 16 months. That's close to the Tony Ferguson record. Tony Ferguson, as we all know, was the interim title holder for a long ass time. Tom Aspinall is coming close to that record. I think he's only 80 days away. And so far, we have no freaking word of Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. So, with that being said, there is a big possibility that we might see Tom Aspinall become the longest reigning interim title holder in UFC history, and that is insane, ladies and gentlemen. But those are my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. I genuinely do believe that Jon Jones is waiting for the result of Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev. He wants Alex Pereira, and if Alex Pereira becomes a victor in that fight against Ankalaev, I think he's gonna try to push the UFC to make that fight happen. If he loses, he probably takes a Tom Aspinall fight, or he relinquishes the heavyweight title and he just retires from the sport. I mean, I don't know. I think that Alex Pereira is probably going to end up beating Ankalaev. That's what my gut is telling me. And we probably most likely see Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira before we ever see Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. That's personally what I think, because Jon Jones wants legacy fights. And Alex Pereira, his same exact age, been on a tear. He is He's up there, he's probably going to be in the top 10 most remembered, most favorable, most fan favorite, most action packed fighters in the UFC history. And Jon Jones wants that head. I think that's a bigger name right now for Jon Jones over Tom Aspinall. As crazy as that sounds, I think that's the truth. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, it's a pleasure. Peace out and have a good one.